Who's going to win this series once and for all?
I'm rolling with the Philadelphia 76ers in 7 because I believe in Doc Rivers. I believe in Joel Embiid. And damn it, I believe in James Harden. But I'm going to tell you this. That last part, it's with a warning. He'd better show up. Boy, if there was ever a time these players were lucky that a columnist wasn't in town, Will Bond. They lucky I ain't in Philadelphia writing columns because all week long I would have been leading up with one column after another. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Because this is what it's all about. There's a standard. You gotta understand something. When Allen Iverson was there, think about this. Allen Iverson with guys like Eric Snow, Aaron McKee, Dikembe Mutombo, Tyrone Hill, stuff like that, took him to the finals. It took Shaq in his prime and Kobe to stop Allen Iverson. He was a warrior. It wasn't about him losing. You were going to have to beat him. And that's the key here when you're talking about James Harden. Because when you talk about those closeout games, and Wilbon pointed out his record and his percentages, shooting percentages in those games, that's not about somebody beating you. That's about you beating yourself. And in Philadelphia, they're not going to tolerate this. This is not Oklahoma City. And this is not Houston, Texas. This is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, okay? A city of brotherly love, but my God, that brotherly love can evaporate in a heartbeat if you don't show up and be the warrior they demand and expect you to be. That is about Harden, not about Embiid. He's got to show up.
Jalen, who wins the series?
Philadelphia by a hair. To be honest with you, I want to see these two combatants in the ring. And I'll actually tell you after the first quarter who's really going to win. Because, Stephen A., you're exactly right. The journey just got so much tougher for the Sixers. And I know how much, and I'm being sarcastic, you love the process, right? Mm-hmm. Philadelphia dealt with that. Let me tell you something else Philly got to deal with. The East got better. The Bucks, the Heat, the Celtics, they played the Nets this year and got waxed. The Raptors just won the championship a couple of years ago, and they play them in the playoffs. And for casuals, you might look, oh, Philadelphia got two superstars. They're going to wax Toronto. But they got the championship pedigree. A lot of pressure on the Sixers.
Michael Wilbon, who you got?
I'm going to go with the best player in the series, and that is Joel Embiid, who was also my vote for MVP. It's that narrow and it's that simple. I'm with Jalen, where I'm sitting there looking at this going, oh, my goodness, where am I going to find the hairs to split? Where am I going to find the tiebreaker and edge? Joel Embiid. Mm-hmm. And I think he played this season with a purpose that should tell us all, I know what's at stake. I can't worry about anybody else who knows what's at stake. I know what's at stake. And the other thing is Maxey. All right, Tyrese Maxey. I think Maxey's going to continue to emerge as a good player who's going to moved toward that great category. I think we're going to see that from Maxey in these playoffs. That will take some of the pressure off James Harden, by the way, whether he knows it or even is aware of it or not.
One of the things I feel an obligation to bring up, particularly since Jalen mentioned the process, we can't forget a guy by the name of Brian Colangelo, who we like, but may never be an executive in the sport again because of this one move. The Philadelphia 76ers had the #1 overall pick, okay? I'm sorry, yeah, they had the 3rd overall pick, rather. Boston had a top pick. Danny Ainge convinces them to swap picks because Philadelphia was fearful that they were going to take Markelle Fultz.
Yeah.
Danny Ainge knew all along he wanted Jason Tatum and ended up moving down and getting a 1st-round pick in order to pull it off. Why is that relevant? Because the Boston Celtics, as you said, is one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference, a team considered better than Philadelphia. Philadelphia's got a lot of history because of this damn process and the immediate aftermath of that process. They better win. They better win.
One other thing that should be pointed out, the most fascinating matchup in this series is between the coaches, the doctor, and the nurse. That, to me, is a fascinating matchup between Doc Rivers and Nick Nurse. Whoever wins that might wind up winning the series.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.